Okay, so good morning class. First of all, Happy New Year to everyone. So, how important do you think it is to be socially active in university? Well, if you currently aren't, there could be many reasons to this. First being university is already taking up much of your time, be it the courses or the projects. Secondly, you could be busy with other work or chores at home, or you're simply lazy and tired. So, I'm going to start off with a small story before I persuade you guys. So, about 2-3 semesters ago, when I was having lunch in student center with my friends, we saw this really nerdy, geeky guy sitting having lunch alone, and we thought he was really socially awkward, or due to some reason he was just sitting there alone, or he was a freshman. So, yeah, I'm going to leave it for now and then come back to this afterwards. So I'm going to be telling you guys how important it is to be socially active in university and persuade you all to take part in many of the various forms AUS has to offer. The first one being student employment, second one being the student clubs and how you can take part in voluntary activities. I will state by how it helps in passing time effectively on campus, how being socially active helps you in the long run and not only in the short run, and how it helps to overcome college stress and depression. So, how would being socially active help you passing time effectively, rather than laying around on campus and being busy stuck up on Instagram and Snapchat? One could take up student employment to work here on the library, the college department, administrative offices, and various outlets across campus. So, one incentive for students to take up the student employment is the hourly wage rate, which ranges from 15 to 30 dirhams per hour, and which will help you guys ease off your student loans. And this would even benefit the students from gaining first-hand experience while studying on campus, which will in turn help you receiving better internships at reputable companies. And AUS has limited the hours to a maximum of 15 per week, which is roughly about 2 hours a day. So it doesn't waste much of a student time, and he has the rest to work. And as mentioned by Pamela in her book, as Pamela mentioned in her book, Ethics and College Student Life, on-campus employment benefits a student because he has work, so he knows he has to improve his time management skills, and it helps him to be more active. And because most of the students I know here are best friends with procrastination, and they cannot work unless they are heavy stress. So, another option for working in AUS is being a voluntary employee for major projects such as exhibitions and festivals held at AUS, in which the students are usually rewarded with certificates and monetary rewards in forms of gift cards and cash. Along with these benefits, working at AUS gives a student the responsibilities of leadership, planning skills that are essential in today's world. And if you're already persuaded by my speech, you can visit the Student Employment Office located on the first floor of Student Center. Another way to effectively pass time is by providing tutor services to other students or being research assistant for professors. As by doing this, you're doing something related to your field which will keep you up to date, and something educational, so you're increasing your memory and all. Now, coming to student clubs, which is another great way to be socially active in college. Registration in clubs at AUS helps students to socialize and interact with other students with similar interests on campus. With over 150 club choices to choose from at AUS, there is something for everyone, based on your preference liking. Now, if you are into culinary, you can simply join the gastronomy club, which hold events that teach you some cooking tricks and tips, and they hold regular cooking competitions. So I remember going to a cooking competition once. It was the pasta making competition, and it was really fun because I got to meet people with a similar interest of cooking, and for the record, we were the first runner-up out of, I think, 8 groups. So, yeah, and we won a cooking book, which was, I never used it, but yeah, and debate club. I hope most of you guys are known of the debate club because it's one of the most common and famous clubs out here because they hold many inter-college competitions. They are known for having international debate challenges and regular debate competitions in India. Now, since most of the class are architects and seem to love architecture a lot, and I personally think it's really interesting and fun to do. So as AUS lacks an architect club, you guys can start up your own club, and it's really easy to do so. I'm going to tell you guys how. The AUS clubs are divided into two categories, the ethnic clubs and the interest-oriented clubs. Now, the ethnic clubs include clubs such as the American Club, Emirati Club, or the Indian Cultural Club. And the aim is to promote its national cultures and traditions to its members by holding events related to its community. Now, coming to interest-oriented clubs, these are clubs that are related to an interest or liking towards certain hobbies and or majors, basically anything not related to a country. So the clubs I spoke about, the gastronomy club and debate club, fall into this category, along with clubs such as the finance or marketing clubs. Now, coming back to, so I suggest you guys to start up a pottery club, and we had a speech by Sakwa which seemed really interesting to the whole class. So it's really easy to do so. All you need to do is get 8 committee members and need about 20 signatures from non-committee members to approve your decision. And you just need to propose a list of events and activities to the OSA, the Office of Student Affairs, that you would do in the coming year. And if they approve, that's it, you're good to go. And if you guys ever think of starting a committee, please take me. As it would help a lot in the CV, because most of the companies now, everyone's an undergraduate, so they apply for the job. And companies are not looking for an undergraduate degree, as they want something more than the GPA and being just a normal degree. As they want to see whether the student has communication skills or leadership skills or what qualities he has. Now, a survey was carried out by Marsh in 1992 on students who engaged in any form of extracurricular activities in college. The survey included 1,388 students, and out of these, they wanted to know whether how many students of the extracurricular activities engaged in any form of use of tobacco. So 82% of the recorded results didn't engage in any form of tobacco, and whereas the 18% engaged in form of tobacco after finding it out why, they found out it was usually because of the influence of parents, because parents smoked and then they just carry on the tradition, and simply because they got used to it. But none of them, like barely 2 or 3 of them complained because of college stress or depression, as that mostly because student clubs basically it keeps you active, it helps you meet new people, they hold regular events, so you keep meeting new people, interacting with people, you make a good circle, and then you form events, so you're busy throughout, so you don't have to stress yourself out. Now, coming to Global Day, which is one of the biggest events held across AUS, with over 5,000 students participating from over 32 clubs, coming from across 92 nationalities. So as you can see, the amount of diversity in one event, which creates plenty of opportunities for new people to meet and make friends. Now, if we compare these figures to 1998, when the first Global Day had taken place, there were just 400 students from 8 student clubs. So as you can see, that the number of students and the club's involvement is increasing, so it's more fun. Now, Global Day is a two-day stage performance carried out by all ethnic clubs, in which usually there's a dance, and it's carried out by traditional stalls. And the stalls where they represent the national culture, serving traditional food. Now, Global Day is a really great thing, and I suggest everyone to go for this, because it requires a lot of teamwork and leadership skills, and most importantly, time management. Because I had taken part in Global Day 2 years ago, and it was great because we had meetings, dance practices every day, and it was really fun. I wanted to show the video, but the projector is not working, so I couldn't show the short clip. And we scored first in the dance position, and ICC is still holding first place for 3 years. Now, another way of being active in university is doing some voluntary work. AUS has plenty of options for this as well. They have divided the groups into certain categories, such as one group for environment, and they come up with the environmental group. In this, they encourage students to be more environmental friendly, and they bring up environmental initiatives for students around campus. Like before, they had a recent one was bring in 5 or 10 plastic bags, and they give you 1 cloth bag, so which is renewable, and there's no harm to the environment. Now, another common age group is the International Development Program, in which the volunteers are sent abroad in mostly developing countries to help them with their basic needs because they lack financial needs. So, yeah, and it's really fun and sponsored by AUS, so it's great. Now, they have another group similar to this, but it's just geographically limited to UAE, because upon speaking to the head of the community services, he told me many of the parents object on sending their children abroad alone. Yeah. And I personally feel all of us should take part in this because it's just ethically right to give back to the community you live in. And and AUS has collaborated with many humanitarian and charitable organizations, such as the BIA, which is a major sustainable and recycling firm in Sharjah. They are with Red Crescent and Dubai Cares and UAE Educational Zone, among others. Now coming to the guy X, who we met in Student Center. So we met him at the welcome lunch of the ICC event, and it was really good of him to approach us. He started speaking to us, and then we changed our whole perspective about him. Like, we thought he was a really depressed soul and just really... But then after speaking to us, he's actually good, and now he's one of our good friends, and he just lights up the mood wherever we go, and he's really funny. So he's fun to hang out with. So, okay, and now I'm going to pass out the sheet for you guys to take immediate action and join any of the mentioned clubs you want to. I will personally give it to the to the president of the club so they can enroll you. Thank you.
Thank you. So what happened to the guy?
Now, before he used to be like alone, he used to sit in some center.
So what changed?
Like after joining the club, he met new people. He got social.
That's what you mean.
Was it done?
No. Maybe.
Would you make this mandatory or just a proposal?
I just suggest everyone to take it because.
So just a proposal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, congratulations.
I really enjoyed your speech. The only thing I wish you did a little bit more of was give us a bit more information on the actual benefits of these social involvements from credible sources. You know, if you want to persuade students to do something, especially our students, because they're always very tired and busy and classes ask them for too much, you want to give them a little bit more evidence, like scientific evidence, that proves the benefits of this kind of involvement to even their academic work, not just to their psychological, but also to their academic. And I think that would have made your speech a lot more...
I mentioned about the tutor services and the research assistant as it helps them in their
No, I mean go do research in the library. I mean use research sources as evidence of the benefits of the health and mental benefits of...
being socially active.
Exactly. That would be more persuasive to them, because then you give them evidence done by scholars and doctors that proves to them if they do get involved, even when they think of it as a waste of time, quite the opposite, it would actually be something that would help them study better. Same for the physical education. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you.